Arsenal set Bruno Guimaraes transfer terms, and they are like, this is our stance. And if Arsenal is signed Bruno Guimaraes, this is what they've gone ahead to say. And I've gone ahead to learn on this story. Jacobs Ben, I take him as a tier 1 transfer journalist because most of the things he speaks, he gets them right, and that's why he has gone ahead to tick all the boxes, and the rest is history. Welcome to the Football News Show, 4th video of the day. Hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are, and we're here to bring you the latest news and information as far as everything is concerned here onto the Rokani Media Football. It's the Football News Show. We are talking Bruno Guimaraes, Hansi Flick, and we are also gonna be really summing it up with a story coming in through from us Unai Emery. And Arsenal fans always want to hear from Unai Emery because he was a manager that was hacked, and then Mikel Arteta came in through, and when he fit in, I tell you, he fit in like a glove into that side of Arsenal. We thank God for the gift of life. The Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum, and let's see close to 400 likes. Smash this video as we get into Bruno Guimaraes. There is no shying away that Arsenal is not interested in Bruno Guimaraes. The fact is they're 100% interested in signing Bruno Guimaraes, and very soon we'll obviously have to see the results of this. And I tell you what, it's really very important to note that Arsenal are really looking in for midfield, and the list is really endless. And I'm gonna really share something on my community that we've been waiting for. I'm gonna be really sharing it there, such that you get to know the top 10 midfielders that Arsenal have on their list as far as signing them is really concerned. So let's obviously get started. Jacobs Ben has said on Bruno Guimaraes, Arsenal have no plans to trigger the £100 million release clause. They will only consider a move if the price drops. Martin Zubimendi remains a more concrete possibility. Guimaraes has given every indication he's happy at Newcastle, but an exit can't be discounted due to the clause. Now, Arsenal are coming out loud to obviously tell you, or tell Newcastle, that we are not paying £100 million for Bruno Guimaraes. We understand he's a very good player. We are interested in him with other clubs, but we are not going to trigger that buyout clause for Bruno Guimaraes. There is no way we are triggering it. So that takes you to the level of asking yourself, what is the cost of buying a non-English passport holder player? You tell me that Declan Rice and what he did at West Ham is really much better than what Guimaraes is going to do at Newcastle. Remember, Newcastle played in the Champions League, took them to the Champions League, and they played in the finals of the Carabao Cup, and he has been really pivotal ever since he came in through at the side of Newcastle. So if they are saying that they cannot pay £100 million for Bruno Guimaraes, it beats my understanding. Why can't they? Why can't Arsenal pay £100 million for Bruno Guimaraes? You know, and if that's the reason that they are giving for not signing him, I tell you, I don't buy it. I don't buy it, because for Declan Rice, they went all out for him. And if Arteta feels like Bruno Guimaraes is the missing piece in his jigsaw to obviously break the juggernaut of Man City, then he should come out and obviously do the needful to see to it that he signs the player. But on the other hand, you'll understand why the side of Arsenal is really playing these cards. Why? Newcastle have to sell players. That is it. They have to sell players to get in money to balance their books, because if they don't, they might find themselves in a situation of really violating the financial fair play rules. You understand? And because they're into the weakest position, that's what Arsenal is really making that decision, that we're not going to pay £100 million. One will ask, what of West Ham? Weren't they into the same conditions? West Ham were really doing great because they had gone ahead to win the UEFA Conference League, and they had obviously went ahead to really collect some good money through selling certain players, and their stadium is a 60,000 capacity seater, meaning that that extra income they got from the UEFA Conference League in the match day going funds just went ahead to give them a lot of vibe and defense. That's why they were like, if you don't get us 105 million pounds, we're not going to sell Declan Rice. You understand? But for Newcastle, they don't have that defense with them, you know. That means they have to find means of really selling Bruno Guimaraes, and that's why Arsenal is taking its time. The same applies to Man City. And for Arsenal to put out such a statement when Man City is also interested shows you that even Man City is not willing to pay 100 million pounds. But I tell you, 100 million pounds is now the amount of money that you start on to negotiate the asking price of a player that is really of pure quality. Bruno Guimaraes is really of pure quality. And if I'm Newcastle, I'll hold a little bit there. You understand? I hold a little bit there, and I wait for next season or next summer, and I don't sell Bruno Guimaraes. Bruno Guimaraes is happy at Newcastle, we understand, but that doesn't mean that he cannot leave, because if a team like Arsenal comes knocking on the door of Man City, I tell you, Bruno Guimaraes will tell them, I'm leaving. Why? When he joins Arsenal or Man City, he'll earn more money and will have more chances to really lift trophies and obviously get into the starting 11 of Brazil. With Casemiro dropped, he should capitalize onto this chance to obviously push to a more big team, to be playing the Champions League on a regular, and obviously dominate that CDM position in there for the side of Brazil. That is Bruno Guimaraes for you. So we wait and see whether Arsenal will change their stance or not, but they are not willing to obviously pay in 100 million pounds. And it shows you that till now, Arsenal haven't gone ahead to get a priority signing. You know, what they've gone ahead to is to make a short list of players that they feel Arsenal should sign in and wait to see who is going to be the first one for them to sign. Because till now, how many days left? With 16 days left for the announcement of the opening of the summer transfer window, we haven't gone ahead to hear anything. Nothing has been heard. So it shows you that Arsenal is taking their time. And who is Arsenal going to sign first? I cannot come here and really lie to you. But the interest is genuine. The interest is there. But they're not willing to pay 100 million pounds. To bring you up to speed, this clause, the buyout clause of 100 million pounds, is valid until the 24th of June 2024. So are Arsenal gonna wait until that expires and then they go to Newcastle and tell them, please, we are willing to sign the player, but you're offering less? Or they will go into negotiations with the side of Newcastle and obviously tell them that we can't really trigger that clause. That is it. So I don't know exactly what is going to be happening. But when you look at Arsenal, they have some good players that Newcastle is interested in, like Aaron Ramsdale. There is Emily Smith-Rowe. You might find Newcastle also wanting to sign a Lokonga into the mix. So we wait and see how this is going to pan out. But it's not easy stuff. It's not easy stuff for the side of Arsenal and Newcastle, because decisions have to be made. But there is a player that Jacob's Ben is going to hint on. It's Zubimendi. He's saying Martin Zubimendi is a more likely transfer for Arsenal than that of Bruno Guimaraes. And yesterday, when I was doing that story of Amadou Onana, I think I came out and hinted onto this. I said Amadou Onana, right? I said Amadou Onana and Zubimendi are more realistic signings that Arsenal should get in through, because I know exactly their cost. 100 million pounds that you would have gone ahead to use to get in Bruno Guimaraes can help Arsenal get into players. That is, Arsenal can find themselves signing Zubimendi for like 55 million pounds and the other guy for 45 to 50 million pounds, that is Amadou Onana. And that's my stance. And I was like, if I'm Arsenal, I would go in for this business because all these players are really good. But it will depend on Zubimendi. Zubimendi has always gone ahead and said he wants to stay at Real Sociedad. You know, teams like Barcelona are interested in signing this guy. You know, you won't be shocked if at all Man City also comes in for Martin Zubimendi. So I'm here waiting to see where Martin Zubimendi is going to be playing his football next season. That is it. I don't know where exactly he's going to be playing his football from, but it looks like Arsenal are really looking at him as a more reliable option, and I think Arsenal will try to sign in this player. But a midfielder is expected to obviously coming through at the club of Arsenal very, very soon. If there is a player I believe they might obviously start with, it's going to be a midfielder. But where Bruno Guimaraes ticks more boxes than Zubimendi is that Bruno Guimaraes is a Premier League proven player. You get? And Zubimendi is not. And Zubimendi might be needing time to come in through to capitalize and start playing very well into the side of Arsenal, into the Premier League. And remember, Zubimendi is part of the Spanish national team that's going to be playing in the Euros, and he might join the club of Arsenal late if at all they go ahead to sign him. I don't know what Arsenal... Sorry about that. I don't know what Arsenal is thinking about, but it's really a huge factor. And the Euros are really going to be very important. And for the club of Arsenal, they might be looking through and say, all right, even if they come late, Arteta will just integrate him in the squad slowly by slowly, because he now has his starting 11. You know, that he really knows that if at all it's given a very huge goal, it will do the needful. That is Arsenal setting Bruno Guimaraes transfer terms. You know, new Arsenal Bruno Guimaraes transfer stains given out. So we wait and see how that pans out. Zubimendi is another one to look at. He hasn't gone ahead to feature a lot into the news. I don't know why, but I think very soon we'll obviously get to know why Arsenal aren't really fronting this guy a lot into the news. Let's go to Barcelona, right? Today, Hansi Flick has been unveiled as the new manager of Barcelona, right? And Fabrizio told us that Hansi Flick has signed in as a new Barcelona manager, done sealed with Barca board and agent Pini Zahavi. And after signing, he obviously went ahead to hold that jersey with the president of Barcelona, that is Joan Laporte. You understand? And that's how things really went down at this side of the Catalonia. Then we are told that Hansi Flick net salary is 1.5 million euros. He has gone ahead obviously agree a salary on a discount, because 1.5 million euros net, I think that's a year. That means every week he's gonna be earning, that's really little, but net means minus taxes, meaning that he's really getting in some money, and wait to see how much is gonna be this guy's gonna be earning. But he comes into at Barcelona at a very tricky time of his side. And what did he say after being unveiled and confirmed as a manager of Barcelona? He said, "I'm proud to be at Barcelona. It's a wonderful and incredible club, really. We share the same vision, possession and quality of football. Barca has La Masia, one of the best academies in the world, so our mission is to improve all players. And this man is proven when it comes to doing that. He is a proven man and manager, and we all know exactly what it comes with. He has reached a level of really being one of the best managers in the world. I saw him at Bayern Munich, making them win the Champions League, and he comes in through with huge experience, and he'll command a lot into that dressing room, right?" So that is it for Hansi Flick, obviously talking about his side at Barcelona. The La Masia side, I talked about it, that he comes in throughout a team that has very many young stars, as promoted to the first team by Xavi. And I think sometimes you need a person to come in through and really do that underground work. And after that underground work is done and dusted, you obviously have to come through and get a person who is really going to accomplish the job. And I think he's like the man responsible to accomplish the job. So he has gone ahead to come in early. Now he's going to come out and really do what we call a very huge assessing of the club, and then later he'll tell the board, I don't need so and so, I don't need so and so, but you should get me so and so, so and so. You understand? And how the transfers for Barcelona are set to happen as soon as possible. Now we go to Unai Emery. Last week, Unai Emery signed a new 5-year deal at Aston Villa, valid until June 2029. After extending the contract last month, he's now signed a new agreement with salary increase. So they've gone ahead to increase his salary because he took Aston Villa to the Champions League. But I know why they went ahead, obviously put in 5 more years for him to be at Villa. Do you know why? Very many teams we are looking at Unai Emery, especially Bayern Munich and Barcelona. They are looking at Unai Emery to obviously replace their managers that they had gone ahead to part ways with. But for Unai Emery, he has gone ahead to obviously say, I don't want to go. I trust this project. And if at all you are the owner of that club and Unai has come out and done that, you have to reward him with what we call a contract. You reward him with a contract because he deserves it. He has gone ahead to bit of competition and say, I'm going nowhere and I'm going to be here to do my job and do the needful. That is Unai Emery for you. And for his loyalty, I think he deserves to be rewarded by the side of Aston Villa. And for Aston Villa, they're really looking at Ross Barkley. Very soon, he's going to be announced as a player for that side of Aston Villa. And we wait to see what more they're going to put out onto the table. So guys, thank you very much for watching it through. Rokani David is my name, and Aston Villa will know their fate on who they're going to be facing in the Champions League. I think towards the end of August or the start of September this year, and then they will see how they're going to be playing into the Champions League. But they expected to attract many players. Hansi Flick to Barcelona. What is your stance onto that? He can't wait to obviously improve the players in the Barcelona academy. That's exactly what we are getting in through from the guy. And lastly, what do you make about Arsenal setting new Bruno Guimaraes transfer terms? You know, because they don't want to spend £100 million onto him. Do you think they're right or not, depending on how much they paid for Declan Rice? Because this sum is £5 million less. I sign out for now. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Bye bye.